I'm not going to be able to get that. Bacallao?
Bacallao. Over the past 4 months, I have been advocating on behalf of students, parents, and teachers. Let me state for the record that I do so with a negative bank account, no clients, and certainly no company, as insinuated last month. I do it with no ulterior motive. I do it simply because I'm passionate about our ESC population. And as far as I'm concerned, I am a certified teacher, until 2021 for that matter, whether currently employed by this system or not. My concerns since resigning have been the fact that as a school system, we are failing to fully comply with IDEA 2004 in providing our students with an appropriate public education. I have given credit where credit was due when I met with your ESC directors back in December, who, I'll remind you, offered me a position to help find solutions to our problems. I'm not sure anyone has ever offered a position without justification, but that's besides the point. I think there have been some misunderstandings in regards to my purpose, which I reiterate is to ensure that students with intellectual disabilities, and especially those in the self-contained classrooms, get all that they deserve and financially generate. That is, an appropriate curriculum, hands-on manipulatives and materials, area certified and highly qualified teachers, classroom assistants, and appropriate and adequate technology, amongst many other things. At no point have I mentioned that our teachers are not cared, or that our students are not cared for by their teachers or principals. I've stated that our students are often forgotten by the system as a whole, especially when we analyze and consider the lack of materials, resources, tools, and oftentimes qualified teachers our most vulnerable population deserves. Certainly, we have many devoted teachers who go above and beyond. Perhaps in your time away from the classroom, you've missed the fact that teachers, and especially those for intellectually disabled students, have to literally fund their own classrooms, including purchasing a curriculum to ensure their students get the education they deserve per federal law. I do not know of a single teacher who can tell you that our classrooms are loaded with an abundance of resources. But I won't lose hope, and when you find him or her, let me know. So again, for the next 10 months, I will not stay silent and be complicit to this system's wrongdoings. Therefore, I'll continue to ask where the funds for our ESC students generated are heading. I'll continue to ask where the appropriate curriculum is. I'll continue to ask why teaching, especially for ESC teachers, is the only government-funded profession that requires repurchase and reinvent the wheel in order to provide our students with an education. I'll ask why we continue to have teachers in the self-contained units that are not endorsed and or receiving continuing proper training or support. I'll continue to ask why we continuously lose students to private schools in search of something supposedly better, instead of staying here where everything, according to you and those sacrosanct IEPs, is just fine. With that said, let me conclude with the fact that if anyone in this equation is a sitting target, it is us who speak before you on behalf of our children, with very limited time and no chance at a rebuttal, not you. It is time this system becomes proactive and not reactive. It is time you realize the people elected you and expect answers. Have a good night and enjoy your open mic, as I only had my 3 minutes.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Only question I have, and it has nothing to do with that, would be Mr. Attorney, are you aware of any issues with our ESC that we have failed to provide an appropriate learning activity as per the IEP that you're aware of? In other words, if somebody knew it, they would tell you.
The general comment, I'm not aware of the violations that she's referring to.
Okay.
And that's just my general comment. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Andre Williams.